Good morning, fellow Guardians. So we are moving on to week 4 of the Grandmasters on Tuesday reset. Now it's going to be the Warden of Nothing. Now this should be pretty easy to prepare for because it's already been a Grandmaster in the past, so we already know what to expect. But I'll just show you a little loadout that we're probably going to be running for our team. Now if we start off with the Warlock, obviously Warlock run a well, very handy. Run it with Succession, Bow and Rocket Launcher. Now in terms of shields, it is anti-barrier, overload and unstoppable. So it's all three in the Warden of Nothing, so you'll have to make sure you accommodate all of that. And it is void and solar shields as well. So as you can see, we've pretty much got all that covered just from the Warlock alone. Obviously well, middle trait, Succession for the anti-barrier, overload bow. Now this bow is absolutely fantastic in Grandmaster. It's very, very worth having on your team. And tomorrow's answer. Now you could run a divinity as well if you wanted to. We did consider a divinity instead of the bow to run with 2 Izanagis, but again that's up to you, whatever you fancy running and whatever mods you fancy running as well. Now that's it for the Warlock. Let's move over to the Titan. Okay, so Titan, he's going to be a tank. You're going to need that Titan for the middle tree Void. Now, if you mix that with the Ursa Furiosas, you normally get about 3/4 of your super back as well. And if you've got a well there as well, just make sure you're outside of the well when you're taking damage on that shield. Otherwise, it will not stack. Okay, so for our Titan, we have obviously middle tree Void just there with an Izanagi. We thought we'd try 2 Izanagis this time on the Titan and the Hunter. Now again, if you've got Divinity to put on your Warlock, run that. Divinity on the Warlock with a primary scout rifle would be fantastic. But we've gone 2 Izanagis and hand cannon, obviously solar because there is solar, and there's unstoppable for the hand cannon as well, and a void rocket launcher as well. So that's pretty much it for the Titan. Obviously mod wise, whatever you fancy using, just make sure it complements your loadout. Okay, and moving on from there, moving on to the Hunter. Now the Hunter, 2 builds really. You can either go Stasis for the freezing of enemies, and you can run that with Focusing Lens and a few other bits and pieces, or you can run the Void just for invisibility and survivability, the bottom tree, which we run with Omnioculus or Sixth Coyote if you have it. Now in terms of weapon on the Hunter, we've gone for the Royal Entry for the free tracking, Imperial Needle and the Izanagi's Burden. Now if you're not too keen on using Izanagi, or you're not overly keen on using a sniper like that as towards your main, you can always just use a primary sniper and replace your heavy with Anarchy. Anarchy will be very helpful in the boss room as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of getting ready for this week's Grandmaster coming up on week 4. Now last week's was quite a difficult one, the Proving Grounds, especially as they patched the glitch shortly, about 3 days after it launched. So if you did manage to do it without the glitch, or even with the glitch, congratulations. And hopefully next week should be a little bit easier as well, because we can already prepare for it. Okay, so that's it from me guys in terms of this week's preparation. Thank you very much for watching the video, but if you are going to be running something different, even if it's completely unusual, pop it in the comments just so other Guardians can have a look at it as well. But yeah, that's all from me guys. Thank you very much for watching, and toodles!